Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I think my three, like the three characters I would say that are like the sassiest that I've ever seen are probably Karina from Visions of Mana and two villains from Zero that we're gonna see in the next couple weeks, probably. They are both like insanely sassy. And I can't wait. One of them, I would say definitely one of them more so than the other, but they're both kind of. Sorry, 1 second here. Okay, sorry. Oh, really? You think it's like a comeback mechanic with stat level ups? That's cool. I'll keep an eye on that. What was that doc that we got no MP? Okay. So I'll have to try to remember to watch out for him here.
One final push.
Sylvando. What name sounds vaguely familiar? What game is Sylvando from? No, don't do that. It's probably something really obvious and I just forgot, but
yeah.
Okay, I need to do a better job of eating here. We're gonna be off the screen for the whole time. Oh, from 11, okay. Okay, maybe not. Maybe then it wasn't vaguely familiar. Oh, I see. Yeah, you know, that definitely happens, right? Like, I didn't even think about Gafgarian when we were talking about tactics. And then you said that, and I'm like, oh, yeah, that makes total sense. Completely agree.
Goodbye.
Yeah.
Oh, I got one. I got another one. I got a perfect one. The Overseer Fairy here in the trilogy is super sassy. Right? She totally is. She's so sassy. And you know, honestly, with some of the other characters that I've been saying are sassy, I probably could say that Matilda does fit that bill too. I don't know. I feel like the more I've talked about it here, like the looser and more flexible I've been getting with using it as a descriptor. So yeah, it probably does fit her after all. Ow. No, thank you. Boom. Yeah. Are we getting there? God, we still need like, oh man, we still probably need like around 20,000 XP for Piranel to even hit 32. And I'm not gonna lie, and it's not good news. I feel like as far as the guide, the Game 8 page that I have pulled up that have the levels and stuff on it, it's been wrong in both directions. Like, both with it saying that stuff's gonna come later than it does, but also a few things that have come later than it says. Like, mostly stuff that has come earlier than what it says, but also a few things that have come later than it says. So I don't know though. Not good. Is that like kosher for you to ask though? After all, you're the DQ wiki, right? You got to be more definitive and more confident. We can't have the wiki second guessing themselves, right? No, defend. No, I'm just giving you a hard time. It would be interesting to hear his thoughts on the conversation too. I'm sure he would love to share some Dragon Quest IX thoughts on that too, since it seems like that one's his favorite, maybe. Oh, interesting. Yeah, you know, I think talking about being in the minority on opinions on characters, I know I'm in the minority on thinking about Hope from 13. I feel like I really do. I've got to play it again so I can either confirm or deny like my memories and stuff, because it has been a while at this point, right? Like, I think it's been over a decade since 13 came out at this by now. I think that's one of my biggest hopes for next year, that like it doesn't actually need to come out, but I would love to hear like an announcement about a 13 trilogy remastering or something coming to modern consoles. Like, that would, and it seems like the more time goes by, I'm just seeing that said by a lot more people. Like, it seems like a lot of people just want access to 13 again, which is really nice to hear, because I remember when it first came out and liking it and like seeing the overwhelming outrage about it and just being like, kind of just feeling like sad honestly, that like this community, like this fan base that I'm a part of, just like totally just hates this game that I like, and I'm like, why can't you all feel the same way I do about it? It's like, I want to give you all like share my feelings with everybody else or something. Yeah, you know, and the other thing that really drives me crazy, okay, look at this. This drives me crazy, honestly, because I don't have a PS3 anymore, right? So I can't go back and play it anymore if I wanted to. But if we scroll all the way down, I never platinumed it, right? Yeah, and you're right. Look at that, 2010. I never platinumed it, and I would love to have the opportunity to go back and platinum it. Like, I remember towards the end of PS3, before I got rid of it and I upgraded to PS4, I remember going back and starting a new playthrough with the intention of finally getting around to platinum it, and then PS4 came out and it never happened, which is too bad. Yeah, like look at how far back this goes. I don't remember that I had Gran Turismo 5. Wow, I thought 3 was the last one I had on PS2. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, look at this. This is the game I keep talking about, Meg. I platinumed it and I missed one trophy. I literally missed one trophy, and it's so sad because the game's offline and I'll never be able to get the trophy. It's so sad. I missed one trophy for the whole game and I'll never be able to get it. Oh man, and I remember trying to get it too. I remember trying for months to get it, and it was just like total RNG and it just never happened. We really need a new Midnight Club game. Midnight Club 2 was I think one of the funnest non-RPG games I've ever played. Honestly, that game was so good. Okay, anyways, sidetracking aside. Are you talking about 13 still, Mac? Yeah. That seems to be the case with a lot of people, honestly, it feels like.
Be gone!
Okay, we got MP back and deleted. Cool. I would definitely say I'm with you on that. Like it did end up being better than I thought it was gonna be, but it was still only like an 8 out of 10 or something for me, maybe. Okay, see, I had the exact same experience, and my problem was I kept getting sidetracked with all the side quests and stuff. And so I think it was like 2 years ago. I just forced myself, I streamed it, and that made me get through it, and you know, it ended up being a really short game, honestly, because we didn't do like any of the side content. I think it was only 5 streams, so it took me like roughly as long as it took me to beat Shining Force 2. Which is not, you know, not very long. I think it was like a 30 to 40 hour playthrough. But honestly, it ended up like the combat for the most part was frustrating. I really didn't like that I basically ended up playing as the shortest of his friends. I think I'm not gonna lie, I can't remember any of their names at this point, but I ended up playing as him the most in combat. The problem was, like, all the customizations for the non-Noctis characters were like very basic. Most of the customizations and upgrades and stuff were for Noctis, and I just didn't want to play as melee. And so I played as the range dude with the gun, and it was okay. I think there were like 1, maybe 2 boss fights in the game. I think there were 2 that really stood out to me, and they felt like they were really well designed, and I really enjoyed them. But for the most part, like the boss fights were like were really like not that enjoyable just because of the combat system and stuff. But yeah, I mean, like the soundtrack was pretty good. I ended up liking the soundtrack, and the story was like better than I thought it was gonna be. It wasn't like great. It wasn't like a great Final Fantasy story or anything like that, but it was definitely decent. So I mean, yeah, it was a better experience than I thought it was gonna be, and it was still not that great of an experience, but it was better than I thought. Every time I tried to get into it and play it like you're describing trying to, like it felt like a 5 or a 6 out of 10 maybe. And when I finally pushed myself and forced myself to complete it, it probably ended up being like a 7.5 to 8 maybe or so. So it ended up being a lot more enjoyable than I thought it was going to be, and that my first like 3 or 4 impressions led me to believe and stuff. So it was okay. But at the same time, I agree with you. Like, it is also just my least. It's probably my least favorite Final Fantasy since Nintendo. I always get them confused, 2 and 3, but one of them is like okay, and then the other one like I just actually did not like at all. But I never remember which is which because I so rarely play both of them. So I don't know. I know I have Final Fantasy 2 on PSP, so at some point I should probably try going back and playing that and see whether that's the one that I really don't like. Because I feel like there's only one of all of them that I like actually dislike. Like, in the end, I didn't even end up disliking 15, I would say. I just didn't like it anywhere near as much as a lot of the others. But 2 or 3, yeah, I actually dislike. How's it going, Sarah? Happy Tuesday. Hope your day is going well. We are doing we're level grinding here because of the boss yesterday and not wanting to sit through an hour or 2 of failed attempts again. So okay, which ones did you do and what were your thoughts on them? And don't go too in depth with your answers though either, because I can't remember whether Nex actually done any of the stories in the demo, so we don't want to give spoilers either. Although I don't know if we can technically, can we classify content from the demos? I mean, I guess kind of. I see. What did you think of Wealth and Power? Did you have like a favorite between the two? I will say out of the first 3 stories that the demo introduces us to, I definitely have a favorite out of the 3. And honestly, I think they're for me, it's a very easy number 1, a very easy number 2, and a very easy number 3. Like, I think they're like staggered. Like, if I were to put them all on tier list, 1 would be like S, 1 would be A, and 1 would be B. Yeah. Okay, so how the general perception, and I think I probably agreed with it on a whole overall in COTC, was that most people like Fame the most, most people like Wealth the second most, and most people like Power the third most. And it sounds like that might end up being the same for you, or you might end up liking Wealth more. What do you... Yeah, it's definitely, I mean, there's definitely more to the stories, but I think Fame maybe like gives us the least in the chapter 1 of what's in store for all of the chapters. So yeah, it could definitely be like that for you as well on launch, where you like what did you think of all of the 7 characters, or all of the 6 characters we could, well, I guess it wasn't 6, right? What was it, like 5? Yeah, I think it was 2 in Valor, 1 in was it Emberglow we were in, and then 2 more in Theatropolis, I think, that we could recruit. Maybe, or maybe it was 221. I can't remember. All I remember is that there were 2 in Valor for us. Oh, you know what? It was 2 in Theatropolis, but I never got to recruit the 7th character. I think the last time I played it, I was like in the process of it and I ran out of time. Maybe. I think, are you still gonna start as Scholar and try to make Terra? I can't remember whether you'd left or not yet when I was talking more about it. I think I'm gonna take a page from your book and I'm gonna at least in the long run I'm gonna have a scholar main character, but I don't know if I'm gonna start scholar. I have to look at the spreadsheet, but I think I'm either gonna start I can't remember if it's dancer or merchant that has the JP up secondary skill. I'll probably start whichever one that is. You did? Okay, cool. But yeah, I think I'm gonna take a page out of your book with making a character from another game that I like. And so with like wanting to play Magic, I think I'm gonna try to make Frederica from Triangle Strategy and see if I can make the character look anywhere close to her. Because I used and still use Fred in COTC, so it feels kind of perfect if I bring her over to 0. I think.
Brace yourself.
Yes, that is exactly my thinking too. Right, we've got almost full Magic coverage with doing it that way. I think the only thing we were missing, I think it's ice, isn't it? Yeah, it's ice. Yeah. Yeah, we'll find a way to do that. We'll figure it out. I mean, with the main character, we can always just grab a learned skill that does ice magic, right? Like that's probably the easiest way to get full coverage. But I think like I said, I think I want to get the JP secondary skill first before I settle into scholar on the main character, so I've got to check the spreadsheet and see whether that was from dancer or merchant and just start whichever one of those first. I'm really hoping, like really hoping that we do end up having the secret jobs like we did in Octopath 1, because I think it would make sense, you know, since we're going back to Orstera and we learned in 1 that that's where they are. But I also get that, like, thematically that might not make that much sense, right? If we get them in 0, how would that work with us also getting them in 1? Right? I mean, maybe we just borrow their power in both of them. But maybe not. Like maybe it would work. I don't know. Yeah, but like our main character could though, right? Like they could be for our main character. That's my hope. I hope it does end up being true, because it would be really nice to eventually switch from scholar to sorcerer. I think that would be fun. And of course, it would also be more sprites too, right? Like more sprites for our main characters, which would be cool too. And more secondary skills, right? Like all the really strong secondary skills that they had in 1. Like I think, wasn't it damage cap raising? I mean, we might need it, right, to raise the damage cap. I didn't even think about that before, because I don't think any of the 8 starting jobs have secondary skills that raise the damage cap at all. And we can't have a numbered Octopath game that doesn't have a way for us to raise the damage cap, right? Like that just won't work. Like I mean, I guess it probably doesn't matter at all, but like in COTC we have loads of ways of raising it. Okay, she's so close. Now if they lowered the levels, she could maybe get it here, right? Because I think I said it was at 30 for her in the original, at least. What'd she get? She got 8. She only got... Well, I guess we're not trying to make her a fighter. Dang, nothing. Oh, man. Oh, man. Now I'm starting to hope that the original levels were actually true, right? As we get the 2 girls like closer and closer to the levels, it said. Yeah, I mean that's another way they could do it for sure, where they come from learned skills instead. I think the special skill acquisition is going to be really interesting though, right? Because we could end up getting a lot, like some of those from like the battle tested NPCs or something, or they could do like what they did in COTC, where they gave us more than just the battle tested NPCs. They eventually gave us level 100 NPCs that were even harder than the battle tested characters, and then after that, when we went to Celestia, they even gave us level 120 enemies to fight. Now I don't think we'll get the 120s, because that's also tied to like being able to star characters up to 6 stars. But like we could definitely get level 100 NPCs that are harder than the battle tested ones, maybe, that give us really, really good learned skills. Oh, you think it's set? What I'm looking at says level 32. Please tell me it's not higher than that. Please, please. Oh man, I don't think I can take it if it's higher than 32. It is 32 still? Okay. So she's almost 31 now. And then for Matilda, is it still 30? That's what Game 8 says for her too. I mean, at the rate we're going, they might both get it like around the same time. Oh no, I was talking about multi-heal. Is Hustle Dance, is that an ability? I was talking about the multi-heal spell. What is Hustle Dance? Is that an AoE heal? Is that like... Let me see. That would be like tier 2 of that would be like tier 2 of Soothing Song, right? That probably wouldn't be as good as multi-heal, right? Because it says multi-heal does around 75 HP healing to everybody. And my guess would be for tier 2 of Soothing Song, it'd probably only do like, what, like 45 or 50 HP to everybody. But that would still be a good backup, right? Because you can use abilities when you're silent still. So it would still be better than nothing.
Allow me.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. Oh no, they went before us. Of course they did.
Yeah.
Well, we got more MP back. I guess that's something. Sarah, have you had a chance to look at like the skills and stuff of all the Witcher characters yet? We also got their imprint stats too. I can't remember whether I shared that video on Discord or not yet. But we know their imprints now too, and if I remember right, I think Geralt's and Yennefer's were the best. Yeah, it's yeah, the collab's kind of cooking, isn't it? It's gonna be really hard not to pull for like multiple characters, I feel like. Oh, you did? Okay, maybe let me check. Maybe I forgot to share that on there. Let's see. Oh no, I did. Yeah, I put that. It says today, but it was last night before bed. I know a lot of us are, right? Yeah, everybody knows about 11 but me. I promise I will play it next year, 100%. I feel like I kind of committed to playing it this year because of this game, or because of these two games, and then it kind of just never happened. And I feel like I feel like I owe you all an apology a little bit, since everybody seems to love it so much. How's it going, Nathaniel? What's up, dude? Happy Tuesday. Yeah, we got someone else who loves Sylvando. Let's go. All right, what are we grinding in COTC today, Nathaniel? We're, funny you should mention grinding. That's what we're doing right here in Dragon Quest. We're XP grinding right now, so we can beat that sassy boss from yesterday.
Allow me.
B-Leo. What a goofy way of pronouncing that. I don't know why I feel like that, but I think Diablo 3 ruined me with the name or something. Oh, we're working on BOA. What? Okay, so for one, no story spoilers, because we've got non-COTC 0 players here, as always. What chapter are you working on now, though? Because depending on how far in you are, you're probably getting into the real meat and potatoes of the story, right? I can't wait until non-COTC folks get to the later parts in Zero's story. Cause man, I mean the first part with the Master of Wealth, Power, and Fame is good. It really is good. But oh man, there's so much more to come later on. It's like it's honestly almost just like the whole prologue is just the first 3 story arcs. It honestly is, because it's probably like less than a quarter of the game. It's like less than a quarter of the game, all things considered. Or less than a quarter of the story, I guess. Maybe it would be a better way of wording it. It's gonna be so fun. I mean, I can't believe we're like barely over 7 days away now. Oh, she's so close. One more level. She got 7 MP and no HP. All right, so she's gonna be due for a big level up coming up too. Maybe 32 for her will not only be the spell, but it'll also be like a bunch of stats or something. Chapter 4 now. Yeah, that's around when the story really starts taking off. You're in for some really fun stuff for the rest of it.
I can help.
Now, yeah, I think folks who haven't played COTC, I think if I remember correctly, they did announce parties, right? And I think we even saw him in one of the trailers, right? So Nathaniel here is actually talking about using him in COTC as a playable character, which is one of the coolest things about COTC, is that we eventually became able to actually pull the villains and stuff in the game from the game. And some of the villains are just like the strongest characters in the game that you can recruit, which is really interesting. Like the three villains that Neck and Sarah have met so far, Herminia, Titus, and August. Like we can recruit those characters in COTC. I think at this point August is the only one that I don't have on my account, on either of my accounts. But they also have kind of been power crept a bit, so they're not that great anymore. Yeah, but yeah, Parties just got added to COTC Global recently, and so he's actually like probably the strongest character in the game right now.
Allow me.
We'll get to know him more next week, for sure.